I'm ready.
All right.
You introduce yourself.
My name is...
Wait, let me start.
All right.
Hey, welcome to the Greatgen podcast, and today we have some great gentlemen here. You can introduce yourself.
My name is Christian.
My name's Owen.
My name's Brody.
My name is Devin.
Wow, how's the Sunday going?
It's going pretty good.
That's nice.
Pretty nice, relaxing.
Yeah, pretty good. Just hanging out with some friends.
Mine's pretty good as well because I got what's called gifted with some Cold Stone ice cream. It's like after we're done with this, I'm obviously gonna enjoy.
Where's mine?
So
What do you guys do? You high school?
Yes, I'm a freshman in high school. Same with them three. I go to Great Oak. Them three go to Shap. So high school, it's treating me pretty well. It's pretty fun. New opportunities, meeting new people. It's pretty cool. I like high school.
all right, so basically, like out of high school, are you gonna go to college? Do you want to go to college when you're out?
Yes, I definitely want to go to college. Definitely for any kind of sports. I would like to major in fire science or possibly mechanical engineering. Just really depends which way I'm leaning towards more, because obviously I have 3 more years,
Yeah, that's true.
3.5 more years to figure that out. But no, I definitely want to go to college
All right,
for sure.
Like
Well,
when you're
What about you, Owen?
For me, I plan on going to college too. It's this college about an hour away. It's called Harvey Mudd. It's mechanical engineering too.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm planning on going to college. Just keep working hard in baseball and hopefully get a few.
Oh, you get drafted to college. Yeah, that's nice.
so like so basically, Christian.
And what about you?
For my college, I want to go to like a local one, either like San Diego State University or UCLA, and like just see like how it basically goes there, and like see if there's anything interested. So basically, I kind of want to go to the NBA, but if that doesn't work out, probably like do like IT and stuff like that.
People want to go to NBA.
Yeah, but it's also like the pros.
But my best stuff is like going through college, finishing college, getting a work. It's nice, but it's good when you're young. You also find like a hobby or a talent that you kind of focused on, and when college kind of you over, you can, because it's like now talent sells more than college. You can bag a degree, but sometimes a lot of people have that degree, but the extra step is what the talent that you add to that degree, and you're gonna make it great. Yeah, but you can also look into, in every field that you go into, try to add a little bit of computer science into it, because with right now these AI technologies and things, like you need to know a little bit about computer science.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
it's also
definitely
important.
AI.
Yeah.
I would honestly like to talk about that because AI is being a big part of the world right now.
Yeah, because
With anything.
I think everyone knows about it. It's like how basically people think like robots will like take over, like in the future, something like that. Like
I don't think they'll take over, but
Yeah.
definitely right now, it's a huge role in our society because there's the AI app, and you could type in anything and it could create whatever you want.
like Chat GPT.
Chat, yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. And
Like
then
you could literally write a 5-paragraph essay or whatever, and it will write that, and it will write it perfect.
Yeah, it's
But
like scary because it's like a human writing it.
I wouldn't say perfect. It's just I think it's more on the scary side because at the end of the day, now I think the AI is not only giving technology more power, but it's giving humans more power, especially people that don't use it the right way.
Yeah, that's true. And then also like in the Instagram feed, it was like a AI like playing like a regular human being, like in basketball. Like the way the AI was like playing basketball was like kind of weird and stuff like that. It was just playing like a normal like person, but it's kind of scary though. Like the way you just see AI moving like a regular human.
AI is definitely a huge role now.
Yeah,
I
but
think.
to me, I'm into the computer science industry, so when it comes to AI, it's a very good thing. Really, the main reason why AI is very good is this. At first, when you were doing a research, you need to go to Google several times to get a little bit of information.
Yes, true.
But if you're doing like programming, coding and all that, and you're stuck with your code, instead of wasting like, let's say 5 hours trying to research a line of a code, AI is going to give it to you. The main ideology behind this is to make human beings have vast amount of knowledge within the shortest possible time, and kind of make us relax to focus on other things rather than trying to figure out certain things. But in the long run, we're going to be over dependent on computers. That's the fear. That now we cannot even do, like, when I was a kid, we were doing like basic math. You don't need to use a calculator. You used to use your brain. But now I'm used to a calculator. Now I cannot even do simple multiplications. I need to go straight my code. So like that's the fear part. If everything is in proportion, I think it's going to help us. It's really helping us now.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah,
There's
it's like
aspects
a little,
where
assistance. But it's actually kind of fun though. Well, it's not like it's kind of fun using it, but at the same time, it's like a little sister, like a little psychic. So
yeah, but I think
you need
it's aspects where it's helpful and it's not helpful. Like you
Yes.
could lean on that too much. Like if you think of it in a perspective where it's like as if a child and his mother raised him his whole life till he's 30, it's not going to get any benefit. Obviously, those little steps going through his childhood and then as you're a teenager, that's fine. But obviously, when you're an adult, 18, even 15, 16, when you start becoming more independent, that's when you go. And I think just little baby steps with AI, but you can't lean on it too much.
Yeah, it's true. Because if as soon as you like give it a little leverage, probably just gonna take AI for like granted and just depend on it like 100%.
Yeah.
Instead of like using your own knowledge or using your own brain, so like everything that you do is basically just gonna depend on AI.
But also, when you come to computer, you heard about garbage in, garbage out. AI everything is based on the data that it feeds from. So if the data is started to be manipulated, although you're going to get an answer from the system, like let's say ChatGPT, but the information you're going to get, now my fear is in the future, if people are putting in wrong information into the database, right? What are the results we're going to get? And at the end, that means we'll be full of junk. People can push conspiracy theories as fact. People can push total lies as fact.
That's true.
And because we over dependent on AI and we now don't think on our own, and the computers are thinking for us, it's like it's gonna create a mess. So that's
Yes.
one of the fear.
Yeah, definitely.
it's good to have people like test those theories, like scientists, like people who are not so dependent on that and are willing to like use their like kind of like just like test that theory instead of like making it like something.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, too, those are those people's careers. And I feel like once you take those away, you're taking a huge aspect away of life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So, what's it called? Siding away from like AI, like, is there any like activities that were also involved in like high school for us boys as well?
Definitely sports. I feel like sports is definitely a huge aspect in high school that I would recommend anybody getting into.
Yeah,
Because I feel like sports definitely keep you away from obviously all that bad stuff. Like in high school, that's when you're going to start seeing kids that are drinking and they're smoking and they're not,
all this negative
and
things that
all
you
this
should
super
do.
negative stuff. And I feel like sports keeps you there. Like me going to Great Oak, obviously I get to school early. I get to school 7:30 every day, and I'm not leaving school till
That's early.
6:30, 6:45. And I think coming home and being able to balance my homework, I don't have time for any of that stuff. But I think it's also good having a balance between fun and school, though.
Yeah.
Because that best of it really can get you caught up. But sports, I think it evenly
Keeps you busy
balances.
as well.
Yeah, it keeps you busy. And I think once you start getting bored, that's when you start really trying stuff. But sports, we're back.
Alright, so
Here
we're
we
back.
go.
We're back.
So,
So sports.
carrying on from sports, like I was saying, I think it just keeps you out of that. And it really connects you with certain people. And I think creating long friendships.
Yeah.
Creating very good friendships and just stuff that where you have each other's back no matter the situation.
Yeah, it's true. It's also like the more you get this person, the more like you get to know the person, like behind the scenes and like how they are. Like, let's say if you're like meeting, like how basketball players also they have teammates and stuff like that. Like besides playing basketball, they're also like really close friends, just regular people, like regular human beings.
Sorry.
Yeah, I've known some of my friends I've known for like 8 years, like it's for a long time.
Yeah, just because of sports.
And from sports, they're like all my best friends.
And definitely, and carrying on what you said with knowing what they are behind the field, because there's like friends where at school they'll act just one way, but then when you're on that field, it's like you're just going at it and they'll act a completely different way. And I feel like you just see their true colors too, and just see how, like, what type of person they are, whether they have your back or they don't.
Yeah, it's true.
Because I
Also
feel like
being real.
a lot of fake people in high school you'll come across.
Oh
Yes,
yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Funny enough, with me, my high school was like a boarding house. So you were forced to stay in the same kind of dorm with a lot of your age mates. So kind of most of my best friends were like my roommates in boarding house. So it's kind of a different dynamics when you go to a boarding school compared to like a day school. Yeah. And with that one, too, you really get good friends. You really know who to roll with. Those who do the weed smoking and those who drink.
Like those
and
bad habits as well.
Those bad habits. And and one thing I always tell young guys is, you know what, drugs, alcohol, don't get into it because
it's addictive.
It's really destroys
addictive.
life.
The only thing it's gonna do to you is bad things.
And definitely
You don't wanna get-
at a young age too, your brain's still developing, so it's just gonna kill your brain. But no, yeah, I feel like definitely too with sports. Now that I'm thinking of it, you just see those guys so much more, and I feel like that's why you connect with them so much better. Like there's athletes and like friends that I see, even just kids that I don't hang out with, that I see just because of sports things. Like I'll play against them, and I see them more sometimes than some of my family that I'm really, really close with. But I think that's where that family aspects and you create that brotherhood.
They're like your brothers out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So what about you? Because I see you're repping the Chaparral water polo.
Oh yeah.
You wanna talk about that?
Honestly, for water polo, it's like really cool. Like everybody's like friends
Can you
with
take
each
the
other.
mic?
Oh yeah. Everybody's like friends with each other, like varsity and JV and freshman. Everybody's like friends.
Yeah, water polo seems really cool.
That's definitely good.
Yeah.
And speaking of that varsity JV thing, I feel like being friends, try to be friends with upperclassmen for sure, because they're going to guide you in that right direction.
Yeah, because like since they're obviously older than you, then they're basically like speaking from experience as well. So
Yeah.
it's also good talking like to
As,
other guys.
yeah, as long as they're responsible upperclassmen. Like I was saying, they don't do that bad stuff. But like, yeah, we share a locker room with the varsity guys for football, and there's some friendships that I've created with those guys, and they're just really guiding me in the right direction, and not necessarily like, oh, I'm gonna play and I'm gonna get this information to take your spot. It's really just getting that information, soaking it all in, so you can create. And at the end of the day, it all stacks up. That knowledge is gonna stack up. Like I give Owen 2 bags of chips, and then he has 4 because he started with that. Now he's going to give that person 4, and everyone starts with 2, and it's just going to carry on. That knowledge is just going to increase.
Big brain.
So how do you blend like your sports time with the academics? How does it go?
Like
How do I match that up, man? Honestly,
That is a
I
little
will.
hard.
I wouldn't recommend
You
this.
have to go to school because if you're let's say if you're spending more time playing basketball instead of like going to your books and studying, it's like it's not syncing up. So
Yes.
trying to like split in half 50-50.
Yes,
Trying to
definitely.
also have to spend more time like in your sports wise and spending more time studying wise. So it's also I see kind of like why what's it called? It's also hard like trying to keep up with your studies and
Definitely.
like sports as well.
Yes.
Because you have a lot on your mind as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to play sports, gotta get a good grade.
Yeah, you have to keep
Yeah.
those grades up because there's obviously those grade checks.
Procrastination
And you'll
is
get,
not an option.
yeah, you'll get cut. Procrastination, not an option. But what I would recommend is just being ahead of your due dates. If something's due next week, try to get it done by the end of that week.
Yes.
I think just always staying ahead of your work. That's what I try to do at least. Like there's something due. Say I have something due on Monday. I'm gonna try to finish it on that over the weekend, just so you're ready for that. And I think
trying to
balancing both. Obviously, too, it's hard. Like, because you're like, man, I just want to be a kid and I just want to hang out and have fun. But it's, as you're getting older, you just have to be able to time manage yourself. Like, hey, I'll do 30 minutes, I'll hang out and chill, and then I'm going to spend X amount of hours doing my homework, or even just knocking it out right away.
Yeah, it's true. 'Cause it's
Honestly.
better to do stuff like, not like do stuff on like the last day. Let's say if you have assignment due on Monday, it's not good to do like on Saturday. Like you should do it like
That Thursday,
days-
that
days
Friday.
before. Like trying to stay on top and
Yes,
also using your time
definitely.
wisely. Because if you do it
Especially-
like before, you could also forget it, and then next week, you're like, oh, I forgot to do my math assignment.
Yes. No, procrastination is definitely the worst thing.
So let's say you guys are freshmen. So how do you cope being freshmen? Do you get like with mental health status? Do you guys get bullied and like high school, or do you have like
Any
a
haters
support
as well?
system?
Yeah, mental health, I think that's definitely such a touchy aspect, soft aspect for sure, especially for men. But also, I think when it comes to high school, just talk to somebody, honestly. And just talk to somebody. And there's always going to be somebody that hates on you.
I hope you have a resource in your school, like
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Counselor to
like
talk to.
actually last
a
week.
counselor. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
had
counselor.
that, like, counselor and all that stuff.
Counselor, all
Yeah,
that,
someone to
like,
talk to.
or just somebody to talk to. Like, here, I'll backtrack. It was, I believe, it was September 7th or 8th. That weekend, we had a coach pass away on that Saturday, and
Your
our
school coach?
yes, my football coach,
Jeez.
and everybody, it took that really hard. But everyone, Monday, I think this is when it, and I told them too, this is when it comes down to it being bigger than the sport, and we just all came together
That's like a
that
family.
Monday. we just all stood in the library that day. We all did our homework and we just talked it out, and we were just talking about great memories. And I think that's such a touchy aspect too, because anybody can be gone in any second. So I feel like just knowing how valuable they were in your life and other people's life, and carrying what they gave you and just living that on too.
Yeah, that's good. It's because like the more you know people, and like if they pass away, it's like it's obviously gonna be sad, and like the feelings and stuff, they're gonna have mixed emotions. But it's also good like looking back at like the good memories, like what the positive stuff. And like how they basically helped you in your life and how loving they were to you.
Yeah, because you know there's high school shooting, crazy stuff happening. So
Yeah,
you know,
that was crazy stuff.
mental health is very important. If you feel like depressed, you feel like you're going through some hard times, you need to talk to somebody, because we all humans, we all there for each other. So don't kind of take it on yourself
Or
to
harbor everything to yourself.
go through the storm alone. There are people to help you and make it better for you.
Yeah, or even beat yourself up on it. But there's definitely going to be rumors going around about you, and I feel like it's just having to work around those. Like right now at school, a lot of people, like I got talked to from a coach, and sorry Dad, I know you're going to watch this, I didn't tell you, but no, just a lot of students and even teammates saying, man, you don't deserve to play, you're not good enough, you're not this. And I told my dad about this, and he's like, at the end of the day, God's going to put you in that position, and I don't think he'll ever put you in a position to where you're going to fail, and he knows you can't do it. There was actually a video that my dad sent me of this boxer, and this guy talks into this boxer, and he was just saying, man, I can't take it, I'm only 23. And he's like, yeah, but God's gonna put this weight on your shoulders, because he knows you're strong enough to fight through it. And especially with him,
Overcome anything
God,
that's like
literally a literal God that's created us. With him by your side and with his strength, you literally can do anything.
He gave you those talents.
He gave you those talents.
He knows you can do it.
He knows you can do it.
And also like speaking wish of like God, because like basically God's obviously a healer. He heals all of us, and like our good and bad times as well. He also heals the weak. It's like if you're weak, and even if you feel like you're not like worthy, or feel like you're just your lowest point, strengthens you up and brings you up.
Yes, for sure.
Like, God created
And
all
one
this.
thing I always tell people is like any situation you go in life, whether good or bad, every misfortune is a blessing. Every misfortune
true. Yes.
makes you like
Different type of
kind
way.
of recreate yourself, regenerate yourself. So I remember when I was a kid, like anytime I'm down, my mom was a teacher, so that was a plus. And like anytime I'm down, I go like, hey mom, this, I feel like quitting, and it goes like, hey, every misfortune is a blessing. And that was one of the craziest answers my mom usually gave me. So like I didn't want to take it, but after growing up, you know, all those bad times in life made me a better person and made me learn more. So that's
Definitely, and I think that just ties back to the most really common quote is, with every door that closes, another one opens. And I think that's just God opening that door. And honestly, how I like to think it is God's closing that door because he knows that's not the right path you're supposed to be on. And he's going to open a different door, which your path is going to be on. I think that also ties back to everything happens for a reason. But going back to the high school thing with the rumors, just people thinking that with football, I'm not the greatest, and I just carry myself as a cocky person, and I just think I'm that stuff. And
People making assumptions about you.
yeah, people making people like even crazy girls are crazy, but they'll make those rumors saying, "Oh, you're just messing with a bunch of girls," or talking like that, and you just think you're all that with them. But yeah, my coach was telling me about that, and in my head I'm like, I never done that before. But people are gonna put that label on you, and it's just really how you get through it. Like that day, I was just really down on myself. Like, man, is that true? Is that true? But then you just take a moment to reflect, like 30 minutes to reflect. Just like, no, that's not me. I'm just gonna prove everybody wrong. But no, yeah, that's definitely huge. And knowing that you have those friends by your side to vouch for you and say, no, you're not that person, and you'll be able to get through it. That's definitely a huge thing too.
Yeah, supportive friends as well.
Yeah, supportive friends is a
like
huge thing.
you being in high school, when we were in high school, we didn't have social media.
Yeah.
Social media came when I was finishing college. So how do you take those social media like situations, whether good or bad, like maybe a social media troll in school, you go in Monday morning and you are blasted on everybody's WhatsApp feed or Facebook feed or whatever. How do you guys deal with those kind of
With that, it's
social
just
media
honestly, you just gotta learn to ignore it. Honestly, I mean, people are gonna hate on you, and that's just gonna happen. But what my dad told me, and I always think of this, is, and I tell anybody this when they feel down on themselves because people are talking about them, is you'll never ever see anybody ever in your life that is better than you that will hate on you. You'll only see people that are worse than you. Like if I was going into the gym and I could only squat, let's say 150 pounds, and there's some guy that can squat 400 pounds, he's not going to beat me up for only squatting 150 because he's been there in that position. I feel like those people that are better than you, they know, okay, I've been in that position, I know what it feels like to get beat up on, so they'll carry you up. But then those people that can't be in that position are like, oh, I can't do that, but look at that, that's super lightweight compared to that guy. They're just going to compare you. But I think always knowing that you'll be able to get through it. I think that's the main thing, is just you'll get through it. It can only get better. Can't get worse.
Speaking with your high school, homecoming is coming up. So,
Homecoming. Now bringing in the
So how you gonna do it? Homecoming, fresh high school.
homecoming freshman in high school.
I'm gonna go by myself.
Oh no. We know the females are coming. It's high school. The females can get
You guys are
crazy.
getting tuxedo suits for the homecoming.
I already have like a suit and like I'm always the drippiest out of the friend groups. Like,
Oh,
and
jerky,
I already
y'all.
got a date unlocked, but I'm not gonna say.
No, we gotta hear. No, we gotta hear this, Devin.
Actually,
We gotta
on
hear
Monday,
this, Devin.
On Monday, I have like a poster.
Yeah, I see it.
No, yeah, I already had my homecoming. We had it early, but it's really fun. It's really fun. And I went to this after party, and I would recommend not going just because it's boring. It's not that hype. And like as an athlete too, people. Make sure if you are though going and you're drinking water, drink out of a water bottle, because there's people that have got caught in those solo cups and it's water or it's juice, but they won't know that. And people take one picture, they post it. All it takes is one person to screenshot and say, so Brody was drinking, or Devin was drinking, or Owen was drinking, look at this picture. And then all it takes is airdrop, post, and it's posted. Next thing you know, your coaches see it, you're kicked off the team, and it just all goes down there. I think just being smart. And parties, I wouldn't recommend that. Like honestly,
you know, like what people are also gonna
like
do.
yeah.
Like let's say you're going to a club and stuff, people can spike your drink. There's actually like crazy people that do that.
Yeah.
And like when they spike your drink, also like they put like whatever just makes you
Not yourself.
Yeah, and basically
then-
stuff that you wouldn't do like on a daily basis.
Yeah, and I think people too also misinterpreting what you're doing. Like all you're thinking in the moment is I'm drinking water, I'm hanging out with my friends, having a good time, and then it gets misinterpreted like I'm drinking and I'm just a bad kid. But I think also me with parties, I'd have never been like that. I don't like staying out late, but no, yesterday we had it was me, Owen, and Brody, and one of our other friends, Dylan, and we were just hanging out, and man, that was the most fun I've had in a while with friends. And honestly, we were dying laughing all night long. And I think that's what you got to do, is you got to find those friends and know that you don't need alcohol to have fun, you don't need parties to have fun, you don't need drugs to have fun, you don't need any of that, and especially not any of that stuff, because I could expect, like in the moment, I think when people are doing, they're like, oh, I'm having fun, oh, I'm doing this, but they don't think of the long term. I think that's the main part.
It brings me to maybe we'll talk this next podcast. And people like Andrew Tate, you've heard about that?
Yeah.
This is an interesting guy. Says some interesting
Because
things.
people also like think like since they make assumptions, they think he's just like
some bad guy.
No, he's no bad guy. He kind of motivates people to work hard. Because anybody who is an athlete always kind of encourage you to work hard.
They always have a
Things you like focus, don't be depressed, and like don't commit suicide. He likes saying that.
I think he's a great guy.
Yeah.
Honestly, why did he get arrested?
But we will talk about that.
Yeah,
next time.
next podcast if you're here.
If you're here, then we'll talk about it. Okay, man. Thank you, and subscribe to the Next Gen podcast, and we out of here.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for having us.
That was